Oh, this is going to be another fun knife review. I got some good things to say about this neck knife. That's right, I'm reviewing another neck knife. Can you believe it? Let me start off with this though. The elite of TMP Knife Nation, probably you by the way, usually do not watch the watch reviews. No. That makes me sad personally. I wish you would. This is a great watch. 25 bucks. Smale is the name. Dumb name, great watch. Mudmaster homage. You didn't see that review, did you? I didn't think so. That's alright. And a lot of them don't watch the gun reviews. Some do. A lot don't. Tactical gear reviews? Nope. Motorcycle content? Definitely not. Zodiac content? No way. Backpacking? Maybe. But I'll tell you what they do show up and watch. KRVs, bro. Knife reviews. And some have been doing it for over a decade. I'm not making that up. Some have been here for 10 years in TMP. I recognize the screen names. You'll see them in comment. Yeah, dude, I've been here since 09. A few since 08, but a lot since 2010, a lot in 11, 12. And they do show up and support the knife content. And by the way, there's a big push coming on right now, summer 2018. And I'm having a great time doing it. This is one of those blades. Yeah, they show up, and I appreciate them. That's why knife stuff keeps cranking out. Always posting first in Patreon. Join Patreon, just $1 a month, $5 a month, some guys do. Totally worth it. I'm posting faster there, special content. I just posted an honor video to U.S. Air Force Pararescue. It's a music video. You probably ought to join Patreon just to see that. That's worth your buck. I can pretty much guarantee it. It's a heartfelt, emotional tribute to the men of U.S. Air Force Pararescue. That others may live is their motto. A very moving video. I think you'll like it. It will stay on Patreon. It is value-added content for those guys, and I posted it free of charge to TMP Patreon. Enough said about that. The reason I intro that way, by the way, is because I think the dude who won this contest, and I'm associating with this KRV, he's definitely a Patreon member, and I think he's TMP Knife Elite. The question was this, and I just posted it tonight, and man, did I get a quick answer. And it was on Twitter. Again, if you don't subscribe to TMP Twitter, you should. It's free. You can win stuff like this. I said, what neck knife reviewed in the last few years did I like here in the TMP Knife Show? Now, that is not a super easy question to answer, because to answer it, you have to kind of know about the content flow. Getting back to TMP Elite in Knife Nation, they watch the videos, and they have a general idea what my likes and dislikes are. Most of them know that I don't like neck knives, generally speaking, nor do I generally integrate them into my systems. I say generally because there was an exception, actually more than one, but the latest one that I was looking for that TMPer Josh Payne, congratulations to Josh Payne, TMP Patreon member Josh Payne, answered correctly was, drumroll, CRKT Obaki. By the way, there were other TMPers like Todd Strelka, what's up Todd, and Harrison Nobles, what's up Harrison, and Wags came very close. He just couldn't remember the model. Congratulations to you guys too. However, if I read the timeline right, Josh posted his correct answer first. He wins a free signed TMP blade free of charge sent to his house. By the way, Josh, if I haven't contact you already, I'm sure I will, but give me your address in Patreon so I can ship said knife. I'm not sure which one it'll be. Maybe it'll be this one. I don't know, but I'll sign it, and well done, sir. Thanks for being TMP Knife Elite. Back to neck knives. No, not a huge fan, usually. They're generally too big. They're generally too bulky. A number of years ago, the Mora Idris was passing around. There were a lot of positive reviews talking about it was the go-to neck knife. It's a Scandi ground, real stubby, fat-handled neck knife, and I think it's great, but it's just too big for me to integrate. And I can pretty much guarantee if you were to go to those original reviewers and just gear check them without any heads up that it's coming, they're not carrying their Idris.
Yeah.
Or any other neck knife. Says me. I mean, you could do it 10 times out of 10, they're not carrying it. For the review, yeah, sure. That's just me and my data. And I have gear checked a couple TMPers, by the way, and this is going back a couple years, that did have neck knives, and I've said that on my neck knife reviews, and I was surprised. Like, some guys do carry it. I mean, a fair number. I've reviewed some, not a ton, and I'm going to mention some competitive options as we go. But the reason I wanted to throw that CRKT mini contest and getting the Obaki out there is because I have another contender, and it's this one right now. And it is affordable, it's high value, you could buy it right now, use my link below. It is awesome. I really, really like this knife, and it's another one that I can see myself carrying. And it is the Outdoor Edge, made in China. Most knives are. Leduc. Can you figure out why it's named Leduc? Yeah, that's right. Duck head handle right here. Right there, dude. Yeah, good guess. Good guess. Neck knives, philosophy of use. Let's hit it real quick. Remind ourselves. I know you guys know. Defensive. That's what it's about, man. It's a defensive blade primarily. Here's what it looks like. Outdoor Edge, Leduc. An emergency defensive tool that can carry discreetly, that you'll have on your person when perhaps, due to your attire, you don't have an option to carry anything else. Incidentally, getting back to the CRKT Obaki, I do carry that, believe it or not. It's not frequently, but it is in a system, and there are certain times in certain locations that I will carry the CRKT Obaki. And it's low profile, no one knows that I have it on, that's what I want. It's usually under a T. So I have not sold it, and I stick by my review. It's good. I think this one will rise to that level as well. The Leduc. That, by the way, that's a little bit of a silly name. I kind of wish they would have done something different. But it's okay. It is a duck-handled look to our duck-looking handle for sure. But let's just call it the LD for the review. Are you good with that? We'll just call it the LD. I started doing my research on it after I bought it, and I was like, oh, it's a Jerry Hassam blade. And if you go back, in speaking of old school TMP Knife Nation, if you go back, I have reviewed some of Hassam's knives, like the Spyderco collaboration. That was a wicked knife. I tested it in the snow. I really liked the design language of Jerry Hassam. And here we go again. I'm seeing another knife that I'm attracted to. This is pretty standard with me as a knife enthusiast, maybe with you as well. There are certain designers that you just kind of cotton to. Another one that comes to mind is Ken Onion for me. I love a lot of Ken Onion designs. I think he does good work. Gail Bradley is another one. Osborne, he's passed on, but his Osborne 940, I mean, the reverse tanto of that blade, insane. Maybe you're the same way. Say in comment which of the factory collaboration designers, their knives you like the best. It's pretty interesting. That'll be an interesting conversation below. But Leduc, philosophy of use, defensive blade for sure. EDC. Now this is a fixed blade I think you can carry. I think you can integrate into your system without any undue discomfort. Getting back to the Idris. And maybe you do EDC and Idris. I don't know. I think I'm saying that name right. Maybe I'm not. The fat Morris stubby one. Maybe you EDC it all the time and you love it. It's not heavy. It's super lightweight and it's only like 23 bucks. I think for what it is, Scandi grind notwithstanding, I think it's a great knife. I just don't want a fat handle under my t-shirt. Look how thin this is. And by the way, LD, Leduc, 2.4 ounces, dudes. And by the way, that's 2.4 ounces total carry weight with this. Now, I do have the 360 degree clip detached right now. This is going to add a little bit more weight. And this is a great clip, and it attaches very easily. This is a well thought out package, and this is inexpensive too. I mean, there's really nothing I don't like about this knife. It is very surprising to me. Again, from a company called Outdoor Edge. And sitting at the top of the table there are two more Outdoor Edge knives soon to be reviewed. We have the large Chasm with my edge on it. Check out that sick edge, dudes. Oh, after cardboard testing, it was hurting. So I had to regrind it, reprofile it. Oh my gosh, that just excites me. That is stupid sharp right there.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I get loose all the time.
This is the factory edge on the Chasm Small. That's what it looks like. It's okay, I'm not going to give it any awards for its sharpness, but I'm putting them on because it's an OE product as well. Of course, made in China. What isn't? Seems like either Taiwan or China. A couple U.S. produced blades in the major manufacturers. I have reviewed an OE product before. It was a folding knife. Do I have it on table? I do. Check this out. It was this one right here. And I reviewed it a while back. I gave it a very positive review, and I still love it. Here it is. I forget the name of it. Whatever it is. Osate steel. Great blade shape. It's very similar to the Rat. Look at the blade shapes, dude. It's basically the same. I mean, this is FFG. This is hollow ground on the bottom. But it's an outdoor edge product. That kind of put them on the map for me. And so I started researching. I was like, I wonder what OE's been up to. And then I found this Leduc. Philosophy of use, EDC for sure. And it'll pretty much end there. I don't think it's a collectible knife. It's definitely not special. And that'll take us to construction. And how does it look? What's it made of? Made of one of our favorite high-value steels, HCR 13 MOV. The edge out of box is pretty excellent. Let me see if I can grab my card. Always ill-prepared with that. Oh my gosh, well done, outdoor edge. Look at that, dudes. That is, I kind of shredded it there a little bit, but that's a pretty sharp blade. I love HCR because it does take an easy edge. It takes a very fine, sharp edge. I just love HCR for the price. I've never said it's the best knife steel in the world, never. But for most people, I think it'll be more than enough. And that's what I've always said about HCR. So I think it's a great steel choice. I have no problems with it, and I really, really like Hossam's blade shape that he did. See, it's kind of a Tanto drop point morph, right? A combination of the two blades. And we've seen that before, going back several years ago when I reviewed this knife, and yes, still in inventory, the Mkusta Katana. Oh my gosh, is this a sick blade? Sick. And look, it has the same thing. Kind of. I mean, it's got more of a Tanto shape, but it has that really sharp transition right here that provides wicked cutting authority. Oh my gosh, that's a good looking blade. Look at that. The Mkusta Katana. The only bad thing is it carries tip down. But like I said in the review years ago, it kind of has to because of the milling on the aluminum handles. We're seeing that too in LD, aren't we? The transition, drop point. It's hollow ground. They call it a black stone oxide finish. It's basically the same finish that Kershaw's Chinese produced blades are sporting. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this is produced in the exact same factory as the Kershaw Chinese blades. They just kind of use all the same manufacturers. And like I always say, as long as quality control's up there, design is up there, and materials up there, you know, I'm not really bent over on where it's produced, especially at a price level like this. So really nice blade shape. It's relatively thick, but has a thin cutting surface, a nice relief edge. We've looked at how sharp it is. And then we have Jimping on top. Dudes, how awesome is that? And actually, it's functional jimping, unlike, I don't know, Benchmade? Yeah, Benchmade's jimping is horrible. It's so bad, I still have this knife right here. Let me just auto-deploy it. This is coming out of my pocket, dudes. Oh, that sounds sick! God, Axis locks, when they deploy, they are amazing. Yeah, it's the same old Griptilian. Man, I'm carrying it these days. Anyways, what I was going to say is the jimping sucked on this one. I actually, tonight, took my Dremel and tried to deepen and sharpen this jimping a little bit. Not a perfect job, but it helped. It's probably, I don't know, 50% better. But dang, Benchmade, why can't you do that right out of the gate? I mean, if you're going to put jimping on it, do it right. Man, I've just ranted about that for a decade plus.
Do not tell me to calm down. Why don't you calm? You know what?
They did it right on the LD, brah. It's really excellent. Yeah, buddy. Oh, I like how that locks in. And then, if we look at the duck head grip, it's, for me, my hands are large. It's a 3-finger affair. So it does lock in pretty nicely. And then with that jimping, it's a good grip. And this is what I would want for an emergency defensive tool, getting back to philosophy of use. This is what I would want. Something just like this. It locks in. I've got purchase on top. I've got my fingers enveloped. and I have a way to lock in at the rear, that is a great control on that mini fixed blade. Free sound effects. I like it. Now this is called TPR. It's that polymer that I've always raved about because it's not rubbery to feel. It doesn't grab like Kraton would grab, and actually this Outdoor Edge product has a rubber handle, and I talked about it. Pretty comfortable in the hand, but it's grabby. This one did lack a clip, by the way. I may install one later. We'll see. The material is perfect. Doesn't transmit cold, heat. It's waterproof. It's going to be durable. Big lanyard hole there too, if you want to use it. Full tang knife on this mini knife. Just really cool. It also comes in orange, black, and brown. Use my links below, please, to support the show. Give me 2 cents with your purchase in Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything, and then I'll just invest more blades. Crank the Blade Show. Keeps me independent. I've always been independent. Yeah, it is what it is. You guys know that. Now, let me show you this sheath. It is insane. It is form-fitted. It's plastic, my favorite. There's the Outdoor Edge logo on it. And then it has this locking tab. Oh man, that is awesome. The Obaki doesn't have that. And I mentioned that in the review, if I remember, that I was saying, hey, you know, it fits in pretty tight, and it does. I've never had the Obaki slip out when I'm carrying it. But there's nothing like a retention tab to make sure, because that sucker's sharp. You don't want this knife coming out and bouncing around in your shirt. I mean, that could be deadly. This thing is sharp. It is to be respected. Little blade, but dang, you better be careful. And then that retention tab is just fantastic. By the way, they're not the only one doing that. There's several neck designs that use such a design, and maybe, I don't know, OE copied them. I don't know. Riveted sheath. I've got the 550 cord here. This is included. And then you have just a slider right here, which will work if someone yanks it off you. It'll detach so you can't be choked with your leduc.
Wait, what? What does that mean?
Then you may say, well, that tab, is that going to interfere with me drawing the knife? And the answer is no. You'll just thumb it like I do. Be careful when you put it back in. Like that. So you'll just come down and you'll get used to it. It's kind of like a retention holster for your Glock. Same thing. And those are super fast once you're trained with them and they work. And I've carried this around, and I got to tell you, it's comfortable. Again, I've taken the 360-degree clip off of it. I love this clip, by the way. So you can carry it on the belt, and this would carry pretty nicely on the belt. You could attach it to a pack strap, some molly gear. I'm going to put this in my best soldier blades playlist here on YouTube. Awesome soldier blades. Super lightweight. Quick way to cut open an MRE and do all the cutting tasks that soldiers normally do. And by the way, that's not, you know, fighting with the enemy. It's basically eating, cutting cords and stuff like that. Thank heavens. Like I always said. Options to this knife. Very affordable, by the way. You could get the CRKT Minimalist. That has finger grooves in it. I generally don't like that. CRKT Obaki, talked about it. Cold Steel Spike Series. I do like that. I reviewed it positively. The thing that this has over the Cold Steel Spike Series is it has, I think, more of a retention grip to it. The Cold Steel Spikes have very narrow grips, albeit paracord wrapped. In some versions, I'm trying to think on the new ones, and I should have brought one on table. I still like the Spike series. I do. I can't really say much bad other than it have a narrow grip. Cold Steel Secret Edge, Cold Steel Double Agent. That's a big knife. I would never net carry that. And then oddly, you could put this into a net carry philosophy of use, the Cold Steel Bird and Game. And I'm going so fast, I don't know if I'll put in inset footage, but just take it from me. That's a cool knife. It's only $22. OS 8A, the Cold Steel Bird and Game. It's a small knife, but it's also a great EDC net carry knife. There you go. And I mentioned the Mora, of course. There's a whole bunch more out there that I'm not covering. Just some really high value options thrown out there. Some of them, most of them from Cold Steel. Would I buy the Leduc? Well, yeah, I already did. Yeah, I would totally buy it. It's highly recommended. It's another opportunity for you to try the net carry and see if it works for you, or put the clip on and then you can integrate it into some other system. It's a really cool knife for it is super lightweight, size efficient, good steel, great blade shape, jimping on the top, polymer, non-grabby handle. Good retention. I mean, really, is there any negatives that I'm seeing at this price point? Not really. This is a 1/72nd scale Swedish STRV 103B. Sick. This is a defensive tank. It's not really meant for mobility, so it's a hold down type of tank where they'll dig it in for a defensive position. Really low slung. This is a really cool tank. Remotely fired MG on the top. Yeah, that's cool. Covering the review on the Leduc. Great knife, and thanks to the TMP Elite. Congratulations again to Josh Payne for getting that answer right. More knife reviews coming. See ya.